Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. Let us chant from this, and we will start the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Kathamrita. Tavo Kathamritam Tapta Jeevanam Kabibhiriritam Kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Sri Madatatam Bhubi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. When we talk about the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we wonder how Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna could cover the whole gamut of the philosophy. Now, we were reading from the page 786, and today also we will read up to the 788, and we will find in this 2 pages the so unique way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving the idea of the bhakti, the devotion, the ultimate of devotion, and also the ultimate of knowledge. These two that he is covering at ease, as if it is nothing, like that it is covering. So we will read from here. The last time, in the last Wednesday, Satchidananda wanted to test divine bliss for itself. That was our topic, and we discussed on that. And we were reading from the 786, where Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned about the Satchidananda wanted to test divine bliss for itself. Now, if we question why, there is no answer. The why this creation? Now, this is when the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned the Satchidananda wanted to test the divine bliss for itself. Now, from there the creation begins. The creation means there is a something which in the beginning itself it was there. Something was there which now, that was by Swami Ishatmananda ji from the Mylapore Mott, Madras, they published. In the very first chapter, the chapter 1 and the mantra 1, the discussion is going on. I am not chanting that mantra. The discussion is going on. The students of Brahman, namely the Vedas, they are discussing among themselves. What they are discussing? What is the cause? And what is this Brahman? Whence are we born? Why do we live? Where is our final rest? Under whose orders are we who know the Brahman subjected to the law of happiness and misery? See, this is called the unique way of understanding the creation. Now, there are 2 ways to answer. The first is the Dvaita, the duality, and when they reply from the point of view of the duality, they say, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, the Satchidananda, though the Satchidananda is the Brahman, the name of the Brahman we can say, because the Brahman is something which one has to realize. It is not an object. So it is a completely subject to one has to realize. Even then, some qualities, some name, something is necessary so that our mind can grasp it. So in the Kathopanishad we find when the Nachiketa is asking the Joma, what is this Brahman? And he said, Om iti Brahma. And what is this Om? Omkara. Now, Omkar is not the Brahman. The moment we say Omkar is the Brahman, then immediately it is finite. It is just, it must be this much and nothing more. It is not like that. So, friends, we have to keep our mind completely open with this idea it can expand, it can expand, it can expand. Like in the sciences, nowadays they are discovering the another galaxies and galaxies and galaxies after galaxies after. The sun and its galaxy and the next another. So how many? Unthinkable. Similarly, these rishis of the old, they said the Brahman which is all expanse. And you do not know where it started and where it is going to end. So the complete. Then how we will try to understand that? Then they say that we have to show a star. A father is trying to teach his son about some of the stars. So he said, can you see the star on that? Oh, no, father, there are so many. So, okay. So he begins with a tree on the bank of a river. Look at that tree. So he is taking the attention of the son to the star, but begins with the tree. And yeah, I can see the tree. And then straight you go up and see another star. Yes, I can see that. Then a little right side, another bright star. Yes. Go farther right and see another bright star. Yes, that is Dhruvatara. Like that. So this is the way it goes. That is the star I wanted to show you. Arundhati Naya, they say, actually Arundhati star, and the father is teaching his son in that way. That means taking the help of something which is not actually that. Here also the Vedantin, they are taking the help of Satchidananda. They have given the name Brahman. The Brahman means all expansive consciousness, all pervading consciousness, and Satchidananda Sarupa. And we know the existence. The moment we talk about existence, we understand, yes, all we like to live. No one likes to die. So Sat, we understand that. Knowledge, we are always curious. We like to know. So that also we can understand. Oh, that is coming from there. And Ananda, the bliss, then it says, as because these qualities are already there in the beings, that means the creator must be having the source of all these three. Each and every being like to survive. Even the ant like to survive. And the same way, each and everyone wants to know. Each and everyone wants to get the joy. Where from these qualities came? This is the way. Not that somebody dictated. They will be analyzing and knowing. So they are asking this question. What is this Brahman? Where from it came? And it goes on. What is the cause? The first doubt comes was the problem of the causation. And we will come to this in our next discussion. That means when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna will be talking about the knowledge, the jnana. At this moment, in the page 786, I am reading from here once again. This is because it is so important. This is the ultimate goal of the dualist. Sri Ramakrishna, in 2 pages, is giving the ultimate goal of the dualist and the non-dualist. So that is the uniqueness of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Almost all others, the great souls, we have great respect for them, but we find they give only one idea. The devotion, only devotion. They cannot talk about others. They don't like to talk. And there are knowledge, then they will be talking about the knowledge only. They can't talk about the devotion. They don't like devotion or the duality. But this is the uniqueness of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that he always is mentioning these two so that we can understand the complete idea. So one approach is duality. He is mentioning Satchidananda wanted to taste divine bliss for itself. That is why it created Radhika. Radhika is famous as Radha. She was created from the person of Satchidananda Krishna. Satchidananda Krishna is the container, and he himself, in the form of Radhika, is the contained. The same is becoming two, into duality. So God and the devotee. Who is God? God himself. Who is devotee? God himself. Now, just for the variety, though he is creating the God as Krishna, a male form, God as Radhika, a female form, then the way they are trying to come to each other, because they cannot be separated. But the other people, they see as a separation. They identify as a male or a female. But in reality, is the same God. So what is the ultimate goal of devotion? To become Radhika. And who is Radhika? Pure Sattva. And the last time we were discussing that one gentleman came, he was expounding the Bhagavata, that is his profession, he gets some money from that. When Sri Ramakrishna asked her, what do you think about the Radhika, why the Radhika is not Yogamaya, he could not properly answer. This is the problem. That's why this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is so important. It gives the answer to everything. Yogamaya is the power of God. But the Yogamaya is having three qualities, Sattva, Raja and Tama. And Yogamaya is created by God for the creation, sustenance and dissolution. So there is a completely different purpose. But Radhika is the God himself. The God has separated or made himself in two parts. One is Krishna and another is Radhika. They are not separate. Then they will be giving the example like the fire and the burning capacity of the fire. You cannot separate it. So the Radhika is not anything separate. But when the dualistic people, they like to go to the God and how they should become, they have to withdraw or destroy, abolish the other two qualities from them. One is the first quality is the you can come. The quality in this way that is the Tama and the Raja. The Raja and the Tama qualities, when they are overcoming with the help of the Sattva. The Sattva, by that way, completely erasing the other two qualities. When these other two qualities are gone, then remain only purity. What is that purity? It is love. And what is that love? Love that never knows any return. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning it is the Radhika. In the devotional path, Radhika is the ultimate goal. And she is the embodiment of love, love that expects no return. We have that quality, but at the same time it is mixed with Raja and Tama. So obviously we give importance on that and we ask return. I like you, I love you, I serve you. In return, you should also give me something. That is not purity. What is purity? Completely giving, but no expectation in return. Ma Sharadamani Devi, she was the wife of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So naturally, as a lady, the wife, she wanted to serve her husband. And her only time was in the whole day. So many people used to come to Sri Ramakrishna, and in those days the ladies were not allowed to come out, particularly the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's wife. So she used to be inside that room. Only noon time, at the time of lunch, she is to bring some food for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and will be sitting before him and seeing him eating, etc. That was the only time, hardly half an hour. But that also sometimes was disturbed. And there is a famous incident that one lady came and she, when the mother was carrying the plate for food to Thakur, then she came and told, "Give it to me, I like to serve the master." She almost snatched it from her and took it to the master. Most of us, those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna or mother, we know this incident. Then Sri Ramakrishna was insisting Ma Sharadamani Devi that you should not give the food plate to anyone else because I cannot take the touch of others. It is impossible for me. His mind was so pure, it is impossible. Friends, sometimes we misunderstand this thing. But sometimes those who are the singers, the thinking is completely different. When the other people, those who are not of that, the qualities, if they go and try to talk to them, it is very torturous for them. They don't like it. They can't accommodate them. And now Sri Ramakrishna, who was the purity, the embodiment, when somebody is thinking something else, the physical comfort or money or this and that, and that is impossible for him to take. So he told the mother, please don't give the plate to anybody else. What was the reply of the mother? In two parts she replied. First, if anybody comes to me and call me mother, I cannot say no to him or her. That's a famous quotation. Most of the time we always think about that. And secondly, his mother said, are you only for me? You are for the Jagat, you are for everyone. This is called spirituality. The spirituality means it gives everything to, I just give and never expect anything in return. That is spirituality. Here, the Radha, her love for Krishna, only going to Krishna, not coming back, and not expecting also. In the beginning she was. That is the wonderful drama they made, the Vaishnavas, particularly Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only to teach us how one should love Krishna. But most of the people couldn't understand that purity. Their mind is always in the body. So they depicted that unique love. The God is the male, the God again is the female. God is the Krishna, God is the Radha. But the attraction for the God, that is the teaching the Krishna becoming Radha wanted to give. Sometimes some people cannot understand that. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is teaching, and he is teaching in such a wonderful way. Only pure minds can understand Radha Tattva. Tattva means the truth. What is the truth about the Radha? Devam bhutva devam yajet. The one should purify oneself first and become God. Then only one can worship God. So this is the uniqueness of the duality. So sometimes we think, oh, it is duality. I prefer Advaita, I prefer knowledge. But duality means oneness. But that oneness goes through love. Advaita means oneness. And that oneness becomes through discrimination. That's only. It is all going for the one. There cannot be two. Though it is approaches duality, because they are utilizing the love for God, so it seems like that, but the other is completely different. Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, indirectly, he is counseling a widow lady who has lost her daughter recently. I will read from the Gospel. The Sri Ramakrishna was talking, that gentleman who came from the northern part of India to the eastern part in Kolkata, and only to earn some money. And he was narrating the stories of the Bhagavata. They are known as Bhagavat Pandit. They're the scholars in Bhagavata. They will be narrating the stories. They will be telling that to the people, and in exchange they will get some money. So when he is leaving, the Pandit, I must go home. Asked Sri Ramakrishna very tenderly, have you earned anything? The Pandit, the market is very dull. I have earned nothing. That way he couldn't get much money from in his discourses. Then when he left, the Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out, look at it. He is talking about the Bhagavata, which is the pure love for God, and also mixed with knowledge. Bhagavata is a unique book. It's giving the love mixed with knowledge. And this he came only for money. He is teaching that for money. That is not good. So we should not use the religion for money. Religion cannot be sold. This is completely pure thing. Then he is mentioning about the youngsters. The youngsters, untouched by the lust and gold, hence they can direct their mind to God whenever they desire. So that is the way Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is appreciating the pure minds. The youngsters do not enjoy worldly people's company. The Rakhal used to say, I feel nervous at the sight of the worldly minded. The Brahmin lady still stood near the north door. She was a widow. Her only daughter, had been married to a very aristocratic man, a landlord in Calcutta, with the title of Raja. Whenever the daughter visited her, she was escorted by the bodyguards. The mother's heart swelled with pride. Just a few days ago, the daughter had died, and now she was beside herself with sorrow. You can understand. Obviously, how the mother was feeling. The only daughter passed away. Now she has come to the master because she was grieving, so came to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. But Sri Ramakrishna, how he is teaching, is like the Buddha. You can remember that story. It was in the life of Lord Buddha. When the Buddha was passing through a city, a mother came running with a dead child in her hand, and she was asking Buddha, you are a religious man, you must be knowing some miracles. Give back the life to my son. It was impossible to talk to that lady because she was just that moment lost her son. The Buddha told, I will give you the life back to your son, but only if you can bring a morsel of the seed from any house, any household where the death has not entered. If a house where the family, where no one has died ever, go and collect the seeds from them, a handful, and I will bring back the life. The mother, she ran door to door, and she heard one after another, oh, don't talk about that. I lost my father, I lost my mother, I lost my grandfather, I lost my child. Each and every house, wherever she went, and she understood, oh, that is the teaching Lord Buddha wanted to give to me. The death is inevitable, and sometimes it comes early, sometimes a little afterwards. But each and every one is going to die. Once you take the life, you are born and you are going to die. That is for sure. So this is the unique teaching Lord Buddha gave in a very unique way. She herself got the console. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the story that how the worldly people, they always talk about the children, they always talk about the wealth, but these are all so temporary things. But we forget that. We always think that these are all permanent and I am going to get the joy from this permanently. I myself is temporary. And all these objects of this world are temporary. Then where from the permanent joy can come? It is impossible. So that he was telling, not directly, indirectly. And he was telling in this way. And the Brahmin lady listened to the account of the Ram Mallik's grief for his nephew. Ram Mallik was the Sri Ramakrishna's friend when he was in Kamarpukur. Ram Mallik family, they were rich people. And Sri Ramakrishna was his friend, and Sri Ramakrishna was telling, we were so close friends. But afterwards, Sri Ramakrishna came to Dakshineshwar, he started practicing austerity, he realized God. Ram Mallik remained over there, he married, settled down, started a business over there. They were not having any issue, so adopted the nephew, and Ram Mallik's wife started loving that nephew so much so. Then afterwards, unfortunately, the nephew passed away, and both of them were in grief. So Ram Mallik, the childhood days friend of Sri Ramakrishna, came to visit in Dakshineshwar. He was narrating. Sri Ramakrishna told, I was wondering, this person, he was so free, and there was nothing in his mind. And now he wants to get the joy from this world, from this temporary thing, and see, look at the suffering. He was telling that story not to that lady, to everyone. But the lady was standing and she was listening. Indirectly she was learning, this is inevitable. Now the Sri Ramakrishna is telling, the truth is that God alone is real and all else unreal. God alone is real and all else unreal. This is the Vedantic truth. Brahma Shatya Jagat Mithya. Jiva Brahmaiva na apara. Shankaracharya, very unique way he mentioned, I can tell you the truth that has been told by the millions and thousands of the scriptures. But half the sloka, not complete sloka, half sloka. What is the half sloka? Brahma Shatya Jagat Mithya. Jiva Brahmaiva na apara. This is the complete Vedantic truth. On that, so many scriptures and the explanations of the scriptures, the Upanishads and all that, it is all developed. But the truth is this. One who has understood this, he has understood everything of Vedanta. You need not to read all those books. Now, as I was mentioning about this, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, and there it says the cause, the first doubt that comes in the mind, the problem is, it analyzes itself as follows. What is the nature of causation? Is it necessary that everything should have a cause? If so, what is the final cause of this universe? Can it be Brahman? How can the absolute Brahman, unrelated to anything else, and the one without a second, be the cause of anything? If at all, it could be the cause. What is the nature of this causal Brahman? Is it the material cause or the efficient cause or the both? So this is the way they are analyzing. Friends, as I was telling, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning the ultimate goal of the dualist. What is that? Radhika. What is that Radhika? Pure Sattva. What is that pure Sattva? Love. Love for God, not for His creation. And that love knows no return. That is the ultimate goal of the dualist. And to teach that, the God himself has become the Krishna and Radhika. So that is the ultimate of the dualist, non-dualist. So they are analytical. They don't have the God before them. They don't believe in God. So they are analyzing the whole world. And what is this world? Cause and effect. Everything cause and effect. If the cause is there, then the effect will come. Then here we see this world. It is the effect. But what is the cause? So they are asking in this way, what is this cause? Brahman? What type of cause? If this is the material cause or the efficient cause. To create anything, two things are necessary, a material and an efficient cause, maybe the carpenter and the wood. We can say in that way. So when the Brahman is creating this universe, out of what? If it is the same for both, then where he is now? Or can it be that some other non-spiritual entity, such as time, nature, etc., is a first cause? Cannot be. The moment there is another, then that comes the problem. Philosophically, you have to understand. They say in the Christianity that God created the Adam and Eve, and they were very happy. Then the devil came and poisoned them. Where from the devil came? Where he was? Who created devil? Has the God created devil? Or it was already there before God? These are the questions you have to answer. Because this is philosophy. Philosophy is analytical. You have to prove. It is not theology that you give some stories and you ask people to believe it. No. No question of believing. You have to answer and rationally. So the Vedanta, when the people they follow the Vedanta, they follow it rationally. Nowadays, all over the world, the people are like Vedanta. Why? It is rational. You are not imposing something on some other people. Oh, God created this. You have to believe it. Don't ask question. It is nothing like that. So they are asking, where are we born? Whence we were born? The next question is regard the mystery of the creation. Why should the universe come into existence? If at all it is the thing, the created, how can the imperfect come out of the perfect? The finite out of the infinite? Look at it. In the Upanishad, those who are studying the Upanishad under the Guru, and Sheta Shatra is a very old ancient Upanishad, and that time the students are discussing among themselves. Guru may be taking rest, has gone somewhere, so they are discussing among themselves, and so that they will go and ask the question to the Guru. So they are asking, now if we accept that the Brahman is the material cause and also the efficient cause, but Brahman is perfect. And from the perfect, how the imperfect has come? How it is possible? See this way, and not only that is infinite, without end. How the finite thing comes out of that? It is not created. Why should it appear to be this? And why should everything in this universe seem under the necessity of having an origin? So when you talk about the origin, why should I have to? If man in his real nature is Brahman itself, why should there be so much variety in this world? And when they say the creation, okay, it should be same. Mostly the same father and the mother and their siblings will be. Almost if you look at them, you can understand, oh, they are the brothers and sisters. Similarities are always there. But here it is completely different. An elephant and an ant and the human form, and then like this, so many varieties are there. So why this? If man is the real nature of Brahman itself, why should there be so much variety in the world? Why should Brahman forsake its supreme bliss and take on the individual aspect? Why do we live? That is another question is. What is the goal of our life? Why do you live? Now, I am living for what? Only for getting some food, some clothing, some house and some job, and then I die someday? This is the circle only? Why do we live? Now we are creating some of the stories, the drama for entertainment, and also the other things. And sometimes when we are bored with this life, we go for war, killing each other. Okay, so like that way, we are thinking that this is the life. No, they are asking this question. This is the third doubt. The third doubt is with regard to the mystery of life itself. The origin of life, its purpose, its relation to the rest of the universe, and allied questions are implied. Where is our final rest? After the death, where I am going to go? So these are the questions one should give the answer. Then it is called philosophy. So otherwise what happens, majority of the time, the people, they develop a cult. So someone comes and says that you must listen to me and these are the things we should do. The people, some reason we do not know, they like those ideas and they follow him or her. They don't like to listen to anything and no question answer, no thinking why we should follow. That's called cult, and that is dangerous. Cult is really dangerous because there is no knowing about the thing, the reality. That is why philosophy is necessary. In this world, there are so many cults are there. Almost in every place you go, there are hundreds of cults are there. There will be this Mataji, that Swamiji, this person, that person, and all they are very happy with the cult because the small group, they know each other like a family they live. If they are not harmful to others, it is okay. But about the spiritual growth, no, it is impossible. But the spirituality, you should have to know the originality. What is that origin? If you call God in the dualistic approach, okay. If you call Brahman in the non-dualistic approach, it is okay. But you have to explain that. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning, the truth is that God alone is real and all's unreal. Now he is mentioning men, universe, house, children, all these are like the magic of the magician. Very strong word. We are all connected with each other, so much of emotion. Sometimes when the mother passed away, the daughter also killed herself. And like that, so much attachment we are having. And then out of the family, society and the religious groups, then the country, oh, this is my country and I should fight for my country. So many things are going on. Only all these emotions. But a man of reason, he will say the men, universe, house, children, all these are like the magic of the magicians. Very hard to believe, very difficult to understand. And that is why the path of knowledge is very difficult. But even then, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in one place he is giving the idea of the highest achievement of the duality. The next, immediately he is telling about the highest path of the knowledge, highest achievement of the knowledge. What is that? Understanding that everything is just magic. like the magic, so temporary. I have lost my grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my mother, one after another. When we were in the school, there were so many children, friends were there. Where are they? So many of them have already passed away. What is happening to this life? Whom I was thinking that without them I cannot survive, I have forgotten them. Then what is this life? Is it not magic? So I was thinking that how can I survive without my mother? Mother passed away. I am surviving. I have forgotten almost. Sometimes thinking, oh, my mother. There are so many brothers were there and we used to play together. Friends were there. Neighbors were there. Relatives were there. Where are they now? Mostly people become lonely and again they start their own family. Again a little small circle. Again over there they try to get the joy. And going on and every time we like to believe that whatever I am at that particular situation is the truth, is the eternal, is going to give me the happiness. And again ultimately I get the miseries. So this is the way the whole circle is going on. Those who are trying to reach the truth over there, they will understand that when Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, this is the magic of the magician. The magician strikes his wand and says, calm delusion, calm confusion. Then he says to the audience, open the lid of the pot, see the birds fly into the sky. But the magician alone is real and his magic unreal. The unreal exists for a second and then vanishes. In our life also we find the same. The magician is the only real. And who is this magician of this creation? It is God. It is the ultimate. Shiva was seated in Kailash. Again, immediately is giving a mythology and through the story to bring home this truth to everyone easily. Shiva was sitting in Kailash. His companion Nandi was near him. Suddenly a terrific noise arose. Revered sir, asked Nandi, what does that mean? Shiva said, oh, Ravana is born. That is the meaning. A few moments later, another terrific noise was heard. Now what is this noise? Nandi asked. Shiva said with a smile, now Ravana is dead. So this is the way the birth and death are like magic. Today I mentioned that birth and death are like magic. On this is the quotation from Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Friends, if you don't like to accept it, go for the duality. And if you like to accept it, then you have to understand it very clearly. And when we are understanding this clearly, the first and foremost thing, we have to understand ourselves. So, who am I? So that is why they again and again in the path of knowledge they say that you have to know yourself. That if you don't understand yourself, then you cannot analyze the others also. Then if I turn my eyes to myself, who am I? This flesh, these bones, and this figure, this body, this family, this society I was born, who am I? So when we go on discussing about it, my body was such a small little baby. And if somebody shows me that baby form, a picture, without indicating anything, I won't be able to recognize my own body. If they show just a picture of a baby and say, look at this, oh, I'll say, oh, very cute baby, that's what. Hey, this is you. Oh, is it? I was like this then. So I never knew me. And that I has become so big, I am so and so, why they should talk to me like this, why they should be, ego comes. Where from the ego comes? So if we are judging, then what will happen? The ego will go away. The moment the ego goes away, you become a very confident person. What about the confidence? That I am the supreme consciousness, only living inside this body. When somebody appreciates the clothes that I am wearing, then I like it, but I know I am not these clothes. These are the garments that I am putting on, but inside the garment, I am completely a different person. Today I am putting this dress, next day I may be wearing something else. It is like this. Similarly, the ultimate goal of the path of knowledge to understand I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am eternal consciousness which only changing the body and the mind. If we can understand that, we will never become entangled with this families, society, and the personality. So that is called freedom, ultimate freedom. You see the magic for a second and then it disappears. God alone is real and all else unreal. Water alone is real. The bubbles appear and disappear. They disappear into the very water from which they arise. God is like an ocean, and living beings are its bubbles. They are born there and they die there. Children are like the few small bubbles around a big one. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining the wonderful truth in this way. Friends, you know that there is an excellent book called Gaudapada Karika. Karika is the explanation. The Gaudapada is the guru's guru of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is very famous. The Gaudapada is not that famous as Shankara. The Shankara's guru, Govindapada, and his guru was Gaudapada. Now this Gaudapada, he has written a Karika, a very small book, but that is absolutely dedicated for the knowledge. And it has some prakaranas. And the prakaranas means chapter, it says second prakarana, the verses like the 5 to 8, it explain the same truth. I will only quote from 5th and 6th. In the 5th, I am just reading the meaning. The wise speak of the dream and waking stage as one, on account of the common nature of entities. So it's not believing, it's trying to understanding, rationalizing, then realizing the truth in this way. In dream and in the waking stage, are there any differences? So the wise people, those who have realized the Brahman, they are taking no. On account of the common nature of entities. What the common nature of the entities? In the sixth verse it says, Yat adu ante chana asti. Yat adu in the beginning, ante in the end, cha, that means and. In the beginning and end, na asti, it is not staying or surviving. Vartumane opi tat tata. And in the present state also the same. Bitathai sadrisha santa abitatha eva lakshitaha. This is the unique way to understand. In the beginning and in the end, it was not there. Where was the beginning? Yat adu ante na asti. Before my birth, where I was, I am so worried about my family. I am so worried about my country. I am so worried about my culture, my religion, my language. But where I was before my birth, and who was taking care of all this? And what will happen after my death? Who cares about that? So when I try to understand the before birth, I don't know where I was. After that, I don't know where I will be. And similarly, only a few years when you grow up, the personality develops, say, after 18, and it continues up to 68 or so, and nowadays 78. People are because of the good medicines and environments, the longevity is growing. So it's okay. The 78 people are well, they can work and they can function, this is good. But this many years only. And then before and after, nothing. So before me, this world was there. After me, the world will be there. And when I am existing, it is as it is. So why I am worrying so much? That is the question. We get entangled to this world. That is there is nothing to, we must survive, we must live. We must develop the scientific, all these things to make the life comfortable. And today one gentleman came, he is researching on to develop something so that the weather changes, so that the people will be aware, the warning will be given much earlier that weather is going to be like this. So the cultivators, the peasants, and they will be careful about what type of the grains they are going to grow and all this. So they are developing. It must be, it should be. We cannot stop this, and we should not stop. But at the same time, whatever may be the responsibility I am having, whatever may be the position I am having in the society, I must perform those perfectly. But at the same time, we will know these are all temporary. All temporary. So the leader was there, a great young king, and he thought the whole world he will capture, the great Alexander. Where is Alexander now? Before Alexander, world was there. After Alexander, world is same way it is going on. Only for few days, few years, Alexander created a wave, and that only killed so many people, tortured so many people, brought all the suffering in the life of those people. But why? He is thinking, I am permanent, I am going to be, my country under my rule will be permanent. We see again and again, each page, every page of the history is teaching that. But anyone sitting on that, the power of that, the seat, immediately forgets all this. And this is called Maya. And that is in Vedanta they say, the religion is nothing but understand the truth. And so Vedanta teaches the truth in two different paths. One is from the devotion, another from the vichara, the knowledge. The devotional path, God alone is there, and I am the God's maid. And I am loving God. I don't want anything else. But whatever the responsibility that I am in, I will be performing, but in such a way that I am not entangled to that, attached to that, bound by that. That is the path of devotion. And ultimately what will happen? Extreme joy. That again in the Upanishad they say, what happened after Brahma Jnana? Anandeva khalu imani bhutani jayanti. So the khalu, truly, from the joy, from the bliss. And if you notice, everything that we do in our life only for Ananda. Anything that we do, only for Ananda. We go for hair cutting, that is also for Ananda. We go for anything in this world for Ananda. And that means the source is joy, and we like to go back to that joy. But we are searching here, there, and not finding properly. Thinking the proper dress will give me the joy. We try that. Oh, hair cutting will give me the joy. We try that. This food will give me the joy. Property will give me the joy. Power will give me the joy. We try and try and try, and then ultimately we find, oh no, nothing can give me the permanent joy. And the person when dying is a broken heart. Look at the great leaders of the world. They are so powerful. Whatever the thing that is happening in the whole world, but still their misery, their suffering, they are not satisfied. They cannot go anywhere, they cannot talk to anyone. So what is a life? So this is the way, if we can understand, yat adu ante cha na asti vartamane upi tatha. In the dream, we see so many things. But the moment we wake up, there is nothing. In the waking life, when we are jagrat, we find so many things. Then one after another it goes away. My father, mother, sister, brother, friends, the relative, society. We were born in some place, we are now going to die in some other place, living in some other society. It goes on changing. But we are thinking, oh no, it will be. Just like in the dream, we were thinking, oh, what a pleasant dream. So I am so happy. Suddenly somebody comes and calls, and they're like, why did you call? So I was enjoying the dream. It's just like this. Now it is obvious, when in the dream it was temporary, in the waking stage, and also it is temporary. So my lifespan, if it is 60 years, all things will be temporary. That is obvious. Obviously, we should not be entangled. That is the teaching of the Vedanta. The friends, we will stop over here, and in the next class we will continue from here. And that is the reason I always say the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but the Veda. It's the full of knowledge. But it gives, you have to understand it properly. Only in such a wonderful way, simple way, he teaches. Is there any question?
Yes, madam. Birender Majumdar is asking, how can we come out of this painful cycle of birth and death? Our I does not go. Factually, there is no I. We are puzzled.
See, that is then a Birendra Babu. So actually, either you have to follow the path of bhakti, the duality, or you have to follow the path of the knowledge. And when you are following these two paths, the other two, like the karma and the dhyana, obviously mixed up with this. So this is the way we can always, but only one thing is there, that as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he very wonderfully mentioned, as you have already felt that factually this is not there. The ego, it is, what is this ego? We do not know. But still we are bound under that. That is called the power of God, the Maya. Now who can take out the Maya? There is a ferocious dog, and I am so much afraid of the dog. Then where I will go? To the master of the dog. So the Maya is a terrible dog, and we have to go to the master of that Maya. Who? The God. Pray to God constantly. Oh God, please take away this ego. Please remove this ego. I like to see you. I like to talk to you. Constantly, sincerely, genuinely, if we pray, the prayer will be answered for sure. And it is the promise of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And he said in Bengali, in a unique way, he said, Kadde paro. Can you cry? Cry for God. You cry for so many things. Can you truly cry for God when you are alone? Things will be solved. Thank you.
Sham Venkateshwaran is asking, how can we determine which path, love or discrimination, to choose?
So this is a good question. You know that your attitude, if you both are good, and your attitude. But I would suggest, why don't you go at the path suggested by Swami Vivekananda? In the Ramakrishna mission, we follow the combination of all the four paths. That traditionally, that our Sanatana Dharma, they says, karma, jnana, bhakti and yoga. These are the 5 ways we can reach to the ultimate. Swami Vivekananda, as because the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna taught him this, he ultimately gave an unique conception conception of samannaya. The morning when we get up and after the ablution, we go to the shrine and sit for meditation. So we are yogis. Then after that, after bathing and all that, we come for puja. We are bhakta, we are devotees, the devotion. And after that, we are working for the society. We are karmi, karma yogi. Then finally, we are reading the scripture and analyzing who am I and what is this world and who is God and what is the relation between God and this creation. We are Jnani. So use these 4 paths, because that all these 4 natures are already there in us. It will be very useful. So if you read the 4 yogas by Swami Vivekananda, I think you will get the benefit. Thank you.
Sohini is asking, was Sri Ramakrishna and Sharada Devi, like Radha and Krishna, the same God in 2 forms?
Of course, it's a beautiful concept, Sohini. You are correct. That this is nothing but the Radha and the Krishna. Again and again is only God and God's power. And God's power works in 2 different ways. One, it binds and makes this whole world. Another, it gives the liberty. Ma Saradamani Devi is just like the Radhika, is the pure sattva. And that's why the Ma is giving only liberty, liberation, and love. Love is the only way. The mother loves for the children, mother's love for the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is pure. A very good conception. Thank you and congratulations understanding this. So, okay friends, thank you for be with me and listening to the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Now let us conclude with this mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.